Welcome to RickRackRuby. I'm Laura Cluvo. Today we will be making this Pom Pom Pumpkin Clothespin Doll. She's fun and easy, so let's get started. To make the Pom Pom Pumpkin Clothespin Doll, the first thing that we'll need is a clothespin. I like the kind with the tapered feet and the egg-shaped head. To make the face, I've created a video for you called Focus on Faces, which describes exactly how to make the face. The eyes are wood burned, the features are painted, and then the details are done with a marker. It's not hard at all. For the body, we're going to make a pom-pom from 6-inch tulle. This is 6-inch orange tulle, of course. I'm using the Clover 65mm pom-pom maker, which is this sort of yellowish green color. I'm going to wrap this just like I was wrapping yarn. I'm going to wrap it about 22 times, or however long it takes me to get across to here and back. Sometimes the tulle will twist, and that doesn't really matter because once you clip it, it sort of straightens out. It's not that big of a problem. You can see I have some of these ends that are kind of loose. That's not a big deal. I'm going to cut a length of this Creatology stretchy cord. This is what I use to tie off the pom-pom. And this is the secret magic RickRackRuby sauce that makes it possible for the pom-pom to open up and slide the clothespin inside. So just like you were making a pom-pom from yarn, I'm going to clip up these channels here on this side and on this side. And I know that I'm going to be trimming this, so I'm not too worried about these extra long pieces. Then I'm taking the stretchy cord and just following the instructions, tying it off through those little grooves. I'm pulling it pretty tight, but not so tight that the elastic breaks. I have never broken the elastic no matter what, so I'm not very concerned about that. And now I'll just cut those ends and then open up the pom-pom maker like this and pull the pieces apart. And here is my pom-pom. I'm going to trim these extra pieces, and then I will carefully find the center, and there it is. I'm going to slide the clothespin in. Before I glue the pumpkin part, I'm going to add a bodice. I tried different colors. I tried all my shades of orange and pumpkin, and I decided that the bright orange is just the best. So I'm going to apply some hot glue to this felt heart, which is about 3/4 of an inch in both directions. And then I'm going to glue it right here to create her bodice. So right underneath her chin. And then I'll wrap those sides. Great. Then I will put some glue on her back here, maybe around the front, and slide the pom-pom back up. And then I'll slide that up just so that it meets the bodice. Not too high. That looks great. Now her arms are a strip of the same felt. This is a little bit too long, but I cut it, it's a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch, so about 3/16, and I think this is about 3.5 or 4 inches long, but I think this might wind up being a little too long. So I'm just going to put glue in the center. I'm going to see, I fold it to determine the center, and then I'll put a drop of glue right here. I'll press that to the back of her neck, and then I'll bring the arms around to the front like this. That looks pretty good actually. So her hands sort of overlap, and then I'll glue those hands together. Put a little bit of glue on one hand and glue the other hand over. I like when there's a little bit of a pom-pom coming up in between the bodice and the hands. Next, of course, we have a sticker. I'm using these Jolee's Boutique. They're kind of glittery pumpkins, and they also have a rhinestone. So they have a lot of personality. And I'm going to add my own glue to the back of this, just to make sure it's nice and sticky. And I'll glue that right over the hands, as if she's holding a little glittery pumpkin. There we go. Now for her hair, I'm going to make 2 pom-poms. It was hard to decide what color, but I finally decided this bright green would work. So using this, the smallest size of Clover Pompom Maker, well, it's the smallest size I could find. There might be even smaller, but this is 20 millimeters. I'm going to create 2 yarn pom-poms. I'll wrap this 25 times. And then the other side. Then I'll cut a length. This I'll use to tie it off. And first, I'll cut up that little channel. Even though this is a small pom-pom and a small pom-pom maker, I found that using big scissors works better than trying to cut with little baby scissors. I don't know, it just kind of, see, it doesn't work as well. So there's a tip from Ruby, just to use your big scissors. Then I'll tie it off. In the center, nice and tight. That looks good. Then I'll open up the pom-pom maker and remove the pom-pom. There we go. So we have this little cute little pom-pom, and I've already made another one. So I will glue 1 pom-pom to the top of her head. I'm going to try to get the glue way down into the center, and then I'll press that on. And then this one goes in the back like a ponytail. Now, if you've watched any of my other pom-pom projects, you might recognize this technique. But I never want to presume that everyone's watched all my videos. You know what I mean? There, she's looking really good. This is how she looks. Okay, now let's add her bow. Okay, so this is a pre-tied bow from Petites. They're available at Hobby Lobby. And they do have a sticker on the back, but I just always add my own glue. Just feel a little bit more confident. And then I'm going to place the bow right between those 2 pom-poms in the back. And you can see the little edges of the bow from the front, which I think is really cute. For the hanging loop, I'm using black and white baker's twine. I threaded onto a needle. I just feel like this, the black just kind of makes her look more October-ish, right? Okay, now when I went through the pom-pom, I wanted to be sure that I was sewing through the glue, kind of like I'm not just sewing through the yarn, so it's nice and secure. And then I'll tie it off. And now let's have a look. I can see this needs a little trim. Another thing you can do is color in the feet to make sort of like shoes or boots, which is cute. I'm going to say she's done. Thank you for watching my tutorial. If you're enjoying my videos, please like, share, and subscribe.